All right, let's get this shit started.
You.
Episode 4 already. Well, we got DC fandom we're gonna cover.
Yep. Yeah. Quite a bit from that.
What? That was a fucking crazy day. That
Yeah.
was, and I
I,
love the fact that it was. What was it? That thing was like 6 hours long, right?
I'm not sure, honestly. I unfortunately missed it.
Yeah. No,
So
I kept walking away from my screen and coming back.
oh, okay.
I had timestamps for all the the
Yep.
important stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, but shit, where to start? What what's the first trailer you seen or from it? What was
Uh,
the
the
first?
the very first thing I watched was the Justice League.
Yeah, yeah. I was, you already know me.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I was through the fucking roof. I was doing backflips.
yep, yeah. That was the first one I watched, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know there's still middle of production and editing and all that stuff, so
Right.
side seemed a bit very much CGI for me.
Yeah.
Like it was very noticeable, but I know that they're still in the production process. So I'm taking that with a grain of salt because Steppenwolf looked great. So
Yeah. Dude, there was a whole new villain. Did you see that?
yep,
There was a whole new villain in there, and then they showed Darkseid right off the rip.
yeah,
Like, right off the
yeah.
rip. Zack Snyder was like, "Fuck you all! I'm gonna show you right off the rip the villain that you were supposed to get at the end."
Yep. That's why, like at the very beginning when it started and it showed Darkseid, but like I said, I saw him and I was just like, oh, that's CGI. Ugh. And then the rest of the trailer played and I was just like, oh, this looks great. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Probably mid-production, they're gonna clean it up. They had to throw him in there.
Right.
So I was just like, all right, so I'll forgive that one because I know it's still a ongoing process.
Yeah, and then I was the same way. I was really critical on it. I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Some of him looked really good, and some of him looked a little I'll say mushy, and
Yeah.
and then but his eyes looked amazing. I was like, "Oh wow."
Yes.
But what the fuck was it?
And they didn't even have him just standing there menacingly or anything. It's like they showed him and then went straight for the attack, and it was just, oh shit, okay, we're seeing a little bit of power and attack from him for a split second.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I considered and thought about was even with Thanos going to Marvel, like the first reveal for Thanos, even he looked a little like shit when you first.
Yep.
And then years later, when they finally dropped Josh Brolin to play the mocap, then I was like, holy shit, there's Thanos. So
yeah, I was gonna say actually, the very first appearance of Thanos was practical effects and a mask and everything, so it wasn't CGI. Crazy thing, actually, it's also the same studio that had actually done multiple Marvel props and costumes and stuff like that.
Right.
They did the original Thor costumes, the helmets at least. They did the Captain America costumes. They did the Civil War Black Panther suit.
Yeah, that suit is badass.
Yeah, so they did all that stuff, but they also did the first practical effects / mask for Thanos. One of the because now we have to wear face masks with everything, work, stores, all that stuff. One of the masks that I got is actually from that same company.
Yeah, the Bucky one.
No. Like the normal face masks that we have to wear because of COVID.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. If they made a Bucky one, I would have been all over that in a heartbeat.
But yeah, no, I was really happy with it. Zack Snyder loves using those, old school somber, type music for his openings and trailers.
Yep.
So I wasn't surprised he went with that Hallelujah again. Like,
yep.
To be honest, it reminded me of what the Watchmen.
I was gonna say I saw a lot of comments on that, how people were pissed off. They're like, "Oh, it's a cop out. He's just doing the same thing that he did with Watchmen." But then other people were like, "No, it's like a nod to
Right,
it.
right,
Like
right.
that's like almost like an Easter egg."
Yeah.
And if you're getting pissed about it, that means you don't understand the weight and the significance of it. And I'm just sitting there like, I never watched Watchmen, so I don't care.
Yeah. But no, the trailer was good. It did what it was supposed to. I think it was intended to tell all the naysayers, "Fuck you. My
Yep.
movie's different, and I'm going to show you how it's different." And, because
Yeah.
there was a lot of people like, "Oh, it's the same footage." No, it's not. Like, there's so much
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
footage in there. Like, some of this footage was revealed in the initial trailers before Warner Brothers decided to bring on Joss Whedon.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, I remember seeing some of the scenes in this trailer that I saw in the original trailer, but we didn't see in the final cut, like the like some of the Flash scenes
Yep.
and some of the Cyborg scenes. Like those were some big ones that they showed in the trailer, and then they were just non-existent.
Yeah, sure.
And then now we're seeing them again.
Yeah,
So, but that's good though, because
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I was gonna say that's the thing that I'm looking forward to, because with how fast they went into Justice League, I'm not saying that they couldn't do it, but it needed to be a longer movie to properly display these characters, give a little bit of a background, give a little bit of some sort of character development. Otherwise, they're just kind of there for what reason? Give a little something with these characters. And Zack Snyder knew that he needed this long movie to kind of flesh these characters out a bit, to actually have you care about them, and not just oh hey, hi, I'm the Flash and here I am and I run fast, and then that's the end of it. But obviously with WB they cut it down and everything, so the original cut that you see, like the theatrical release, was underwhelming because of that. So if we're going to be able to see a lot of these scenes and these backstories, and kind of like Cyborg, for example, his whole, him being a meta / hero, like it's a beyond shitty thing as to what happened to him, and how he came to be how he is. And for us to just kind of randomly come across this dude who's mostly robotic, without any sort of backstory, without understanding the weight of what he's going through, because he's a high school kid, and now he's going through this shit, but without really understanding the weight that he's carrying, like internally and emotionally. And I would have liked to see that. And that's coming from me, who doesn't really care about Cyborg. I was never really huge on Cyborg, but understanding his backstory to a small degree, him making his big screen debut, I was looking forward to that.
Yeah. Zack Snyder already kind of said that he's the heart of the film, and it's crazy that for Zack Snyder to say that, because he clearly wasn't in the Whedon cut.
I was gonna say, I completely forgot that he said that he was like the heart of the film, and we didn't get that at all.
Yeah. But Silas definitely got smoked to fucking smithereens.
Oh yeah.
They showed that. I can't believe they showed that in the trailer. I was like, oh shit, okay, his father clearly dies.
That trailer had no problems going there, which makes me think too that if they got no problem showing these things like right off the bat, what else is there going to be in the movie?
Yeah. Dude, that's night and fucking day compared to what happened to him. And he got smoked by a parademon in the fucking theatrical release. And they didn't even show it. They just made sound effects.
Yep.
But what else? Yeah, the Flash scene was cool. We've seen some of it, but it's like an extended version of what we've seen. You know what's interesting? I don't want to harp on this too long, because I know we could probably talk about it for like 2 hours. But the fact, like a lot of people and a lot of social media, people on social media that cover, this movie and DC fandom in general, they were covering it, and what they were saying, or what their prediction was, that they were going to most likely address Ezra Miller, like grabbing that girl and throwing her to the ground. And what was that, Ireland or some shit? He was at a bar in Ireland.
Maybe, I don't know.
You don't know about this?
No.
Are you serious? Holy shit!
Wait. Yes, this does.
Yeah,
ring a
remember?
bell.
I think he was. It might have been Iceland. I don't remember where it was, but it was somewhere far, and he was hanging out at a local bar, and like obviously they're missing a lot of footage, right? Like you don't know what was said, what was done, but either way, all you see is Ezra Miller basically kind of like does like a childish version of a choke slam. Like, you know, it's not a lot of effort, not a lot of force, but he still put his hands on a woman and like kind of tossed her to the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
But you could tell she was mocking him and talking shit. So, you know,
right.
I'm not gonna touch on that too much. But what
I was gonna say, it would be interesting if WB decides to take any sort of action with that, but leave the whole situation with Amber Heard kind of where it's at.
So here's what people are split and divided on is what's the actor's name that played the one that got fired from The Flash recently. He played Elongated Man. He played Elongated Man.
Yeah.
He got fucking fired over tweets, historic tweets.
Yeah.
And he basically, you know, announced an apology, you know, he, since then has apologized for everything, and they still, Warner Brothers still decided to, CW decided to proceed without him and fire him. And I was like, man, that's a bit like, this guy put his hands on a woman, and a lot of people were assuming that this was going to be the perfect opportunity to address it. So when he came on screen during, you know, the Flash announcements, like the movie announcements with him in his new suit, and, you know, the Batman being featured into the film, a lot of people's assumption was, okay, here it is. He's going to address it. He's going to say, you know, I've been accused of this, and, you know, you know, although whatever, I apologize for it. It was out of character for me. And, you know, a lot of people assume that. Man, that fucking event went on like nothing ever happened.
I was gonna say, maybe WB, you know, handles their movie actors a bit differently than their TV actors, because Ezra Miller, you know, they at least so far haven't done anything, at least that we know about. The Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation, again, you know, you hear a lot from both sides, but, you know, a lot of times, you know, a decision will be made without any sort of concrete evidence. It's just kind of, a lot of times, you know what, this is what's circulating, we're going to cut you before we get a bad rep for it too. So that being said, they haven't cut Ezra, they haven't cut Amber. I remember some time ago there was an old video of Jason Momoa that popped up, and it was when he was in Game of Thrones, even though he was only on the show for one season. But it was after that first season, which I think came out in 2010. It came out the year that I graduated. And there was a panel for it, I'm assuming at Comic-Con. And he's up on the panel, and Emilia Clarke's there, and Kit Harington, you know, a bunch of, you know, actors and actresses from the show. And somebody had asked him, you know, how much he enjoys, you know, playing, how much did he enjoy playing Khal Drogo, despite the fact that they killed him off in the first season. And he was just like, I mean, you know, what's not to love? You know, I got to kill people and rape beautiful women. You know, what's not to love? And there was kind of like you know, like a very disappointed tone of voice in the crowd. And he was like, you could tell immediately he felt embarrassed. And he was just like, oh shit, what did I say? And he was just like, no, I'm sorry, that was wrong. And he was like covering his face and everything. This happened back in like 2010, 2011. And it sprang up, this video came up like 3 years ago or something like that. You know, obviously Justice League was already done and Aquaman hadn't come out yet. And, you know, he ended up issuing an apology. He was just like, you know, despite how long ago it was, that's no excuse. You know, it doesn't justify or make it okay by any means. And I thought that was going to be the end. Because something like that pops up, exactly like what happened with the actor in The Flash. Something from 6-7 years ago came up from these really old tweets, and he got fired on the spot for it. But then the big name actors in the movies, you know, it seems like there's a little bit of hesitation when it comes to making these decisions. But at the same time too, it could be how WB handles it, because if you remember when some of James Gunn's old tweets resurfaced, Disney was real quick to fire him from Guardians and Marvel and everything. And then DC picked him up for the Suicide Squad, and then Marvel's just like, oh, hang on, can you come back and do Guardians 3? So, but Disney acted real quick, regardless of who it was. WB seems like they pull the trigger really fast with their TV actors, but then they're kind of hesitant with the big screen actors. So
but yeah, we went down the rabbit hole.
Yep.
What the fuck? But yeah, so I was expecting that. So when I didn't see that, I was like, okay, Warner Brothers is gonna take the we're just gonna turn our cheek towards that. A lot of people's assumption is because obviously he's already invested into this character, and they already have the script and the movie's ready to go, and people are happy with his performance. So and then also, if Warner Brothers fires him from The Flash, then they'll most likely have to fire him from what's the name of that fucking Harry Potter? There's an
the Fantastic Beasts spinoff.
Yeah, he's a primary character in that series, and that's ongoing. So that's kind of a lot of people's assumption. The journalists that are covering this, and they're just kind of like, it makes sense that they won't want to let him go. But I mean, I am. It's fucked up, but I am happy with it. But I expected at least like some sort of an apology, and it's been quiet for months now. So, but yeah, going back to the trailer, man, I was happy with it. Like I said, Zack Snyder was like, I'm going to show you a bunch of shit you didn't get to see, and
this is going to be my movie,
right. But
which for me, like when I had originally watched the movie, when I saw that and I saw another movie in theaters, and I typically don't go to the movies very often unless it's like one of the Marvel movies, for example, because that's like maybe 2 to 3 times a year I'll go to the movies, and then sprinkle in like 1 or 2 other times for my daughter, and we'll go to the movies. But other than that, I don't go to the movies very often. So I went to the movies within a very short period of time between Justice League, which I was incredibly excited for because I grew up on that Justice League animated series, and that went against the Thor movie, Ragnarok. And the first Thor movie and the second Thor movie were kind of like, like I enjoyed Chris Hemsworth as Thor, but I felt that he really shined more in the Avengers movies.
Right.
The overall writing and the feel of the movie, of the standalone Thor movies, they were all right, but they were less than spectacular. So I thought that his character really shined more in the Avengers setting. So it was like, we'll go see Thor, but I kind of had like the subpar expectations based off of the previous 2 Thor movies. And then we went to go see Justice League, which I was super pumped for. And then I walked out of Justice League, disappointed. But then I walked out of Thor Ragnarok like, whoa, that was the best Thor movie by far. That kicked Justice League's ass.
Yeah.
Which part of me was still a little bit upset because Thor Ragnarok was like, like a comedy.
Yep.
Like they took like, the comedic relief that, we already are aware of being in the MCU. But they cranked it up in Thor Ragnarok. There was a lot of comedic relief in there to the point where I was almost getting sick of it. But I still couldn't dislike the movie despite the amount of comedic relief.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And taking that comedic relief into account, with that typically being something that I, take some points off for a movie, I still enjoyed that way more than the theatrical release of Justice League. And I was so disappointed that was where I stood at. I went to see Justice League 1 week and then Thor Ragnarok the next week, or it might have been vice versa.
Yep.
And my expectations were completely flipped around with both movies. And I was just kind of, speechless because I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yep. So did you see, you said you didn't get to see it at all, like DC Fandom?
No.
Oh man, you missed some good stuff. Dude. You're gonna have to check them out. I'll give you like a list of shit to search. But there was this thing called Beyond Batman,
Yep.
and it was basically old Batman Beyond footage, and they just redubbed it, and
Okay.
it was just a comedy spoof, and like, you know, Bruce Wayne's telling Terry to, you know, he's on a mission, and you know, he's in
Yep.
that
Yep.
Batman Beyond, you know, Batmobile, and you know, he's driving around, and some random footage. He goes, Bruce Wayne goes, hold on, I'm receiving some incoming message. It's, you know, and he puts it on the screen, and it's like the Adam West fucking '60s Batman.
Oh.
And Kevin Conroy's like, what is this? And you know, and Terry's like, what? Patch me through. And he's like, what's going on? Why, Bruce? Is that you? And he's like, no, that's not me. And you know what I mean? And it's just, it was like clean, cheesy humor, but it was well done. Like, I was laughing.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so that one's worth a watch. What else? Dude, fucking, I know you're more of a metal, you know, guy, but fucking Chris Daughtry was there. He performed 2 songs. Of course, he performed Superman. No shit, of course, no. But you know, he did it live from his house, like literally with, you know, just a camera in front of him, a webcam in front of him, and just filmed it. He streamed it, and then I guess they had a new release song. It was actually pretty catchy. I liked it. Like, at first, it was kind of annoying because he started with the megaphone. You know, when they kind of have like a hook with the megaphone, and it's just like, all right, that's such a '90s, 2000s things to do, but I actually dug it. It was a cool song, and dude, I didn't realize that guy was such a fucking Batman fan. Like, dude, all his rooms were like filled with Batman like props and collectibles, and it was pretty nuts. And then
I mean, yeah, YouTube has everything, so I'll definitely be able to see
it. Yeah, but he killed it. That dude, I'm not into his music, but I can't deny that motherfucker got a crazy ass voice. Crazy talented.
Oh no, yeah. I know he's really good. There was me and my family got caught on this freaking stupid ass show called The Masked Singer, and it's literally just celebrities are on the show dressed up as a cat or a fox or right, and he was one of them. They ended up guessing him because they were able to recognize his voice. And you notice that when they always are able to actually pin a singer, they always end up getting eliminated because they can't have somebody that they know make it to the end.
Right.
But yeah, he was on there and he was really good.
Yep. But yeah, that was that one. What else was worth? They saved this 10-minute spot, and
I remember you telling me about that.
And it was supposed to be. And Warner Brothers had no problem, and DC had no problem announcing that it was a movie review. So they were like, "Oh, that 10 minutes is going to be about a movie review." Oh,
yep.
I'm excited, but it's not at all what I thought it was going to be. Like, when you tell me DC characters that will be the next potential movie, this probably, I wouldn't even have thought of this fucking character. And it's fucking Static Shock. What? Yeah, they're fucking doing a live.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're doing a fucking live action Static Shock movie.
Yo, that is fantastic news. Holy shit. I'm very upset I didn't watch this because I fucking loved Static when I was a kid.
Yep. I was like, holy
I love the animated show when they had the Batman crossover and the Justice League crossover. I always lost my shit. And then when I finally decided to watch Young Justice a couple years ago, and at this point, you know, having found out that I think it was Cartoon Network that originally aired it, but finding out that Cartoon Network had canceled it, and I was just like, oh, well, you know, there's only 2 seasons. I might as well watch it. And I'm watching it. And I was just like, this show is fantastic. Why did Cartoon Network cancel this? What? And then to find out that they canceled it for that shitty ass CGI Green Lantern show that only went on for like 1 season, I think. But either way, so in the second season of Young Justice, you know, they're dealing with human trafficking, child trafficking, but they're trafficking metahumans
I was gonna
specifically.
say, what the fuck is
So
that?
yeah, so it's aliens, and like Lex Luthor and his type, dealing in child trafficking across the galaxy or the universe or whatever of all these metas. And at one point, the heroes save a bunch of kids, and then they offer them, like counseling and therapy and stuff like that, like for PTSD, because obviously they were going through a really traumatic thing.
Yeah.
So what one of the counselors or the therapist is talking there, and they have a camera set up on a tripod for records, and they're recording, and this kid's talking, and and he says his name, and he says Virgil, and I don't think anything of it, but then the next thing I know, I see him playing with like paper clips that's on the therapist's desk, and I said, oh shit, that's Static. That I forgot that Static is a DC character, and I got so pumped, but then they didn't really show him that much in that season. I was kind of bummed about it. And then when the DC app launched and they brought back Young Justice for a third season, you see a little bit more of Static in there. He's a little bit older. You definitely see him fighting a bit more, and he has a much bigger presence on the show.
Yeah.
And even though I wish he had a bigger role, I was so happy to see him, because I absolutely love Static. So they're bringing a live action Static Shock show or movie.
Yep.
I'm over the moon right now.
Well, I'm sure they, all the Hollywood is going with diversity, right? So I'm sure they want to have their Black Panther film. You know what I mean? Like, they want their DC Black Panther, right, movie, and I think they were heading that way with Cyborg, but with the way everything went down, they're probably you know what, this is the next best opportunity.
Right.
So they were like, we done fucked Cyborg up, so let's recruit Big Shot. Yeah. Let's get the guy with the trash can lid.
Hey, that's fine.
No, you already know they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it justice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy.
Yep. So that was the movie announcement. And then there were a couple of video games. They had the Gotham Knights. That looks sick.
Yep. I saw that. Yep, that looked good.
Ridiculous. I call bullshit on Batman being dead. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. Billionaire Bruce Wayne was blown up in a building. I was like, bullshit. In the history of Batman and how they've wrote him in the past, and the things he does to try to ensure that Gotham and the world is safe. He always does like these test runs. Yep. Remember what movie was it? There was an animated movie where basically he had a backup plan to kill the Justice League in case any of them snapped.
Oh,
yeah, like that's the shit I'm talking about. So I could easily see him like
I think he had that in the Justice League animated show, where he had a contingency plan for everybody, and they're like, you what? You had a plan to take out every single one of us, and he said, yeah, we are the most powerful human beings, or most powerful beings on this planet. Any single one of you can, if you go rogue, can end human civilization. So I had to come up with a plan to take every one of you down, including myself.
Yep. So I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the game he just pops out this room and was like, psych, I just want to make sure you guys can do it without me. But I could be wrong. Maybe they'll go that deep. And then the other one was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Did you see that?
Yes.
So that,
I mean,
that's pretty obvious what's going to happen, right? Like, Brainiac is controlling the Justice League, and it's up to the Suicide Squad to get them back to normal. But obviously, the Suicide Squad is going to want to kill them, but they're not going to let that happen. Yeah. But it's cool. The concept is cool. I like that they're trying, different things with the games right now. So, and Gotham Knights is dope. It's a different take. Like, how many times have you played like a Batman game, or and the supporting characters? Like, you could probably do very, very minimal things with them, but you're like, well, no, I want to play as that guy. I want to play as Robin. I want to play as Nightwing. I want to, so it gives you that opportunity. So that's cool.
What I think is interesting too, and I think it'll be a cool A/B comparison is on how they have the Avengers game that's coming out. And I was kind of excited for that, but then kind of like watching it for a little bit, like it looks cool, but just the amount of characters that are in it makes me question, okay, how much am I going to be able to play of each character? Because you got quite a bit of characters in this game, and they've shown gameplay for pretty much every single character.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I'm thinking to myself, if this is like a very linear storyline, I'm only going to be able to play as certain characters for certain missions, but it's just like, but what if I want to play as Thor for the whole game? I'm not going to be able to. I might only be able to play as Thor for 1/6 of the game if you play equal parts for each Avenger. So with this game, with it being only 4 characters, if it's similar, let's say I prefer playing as Nightwing because I really like Nightwing. It's split up between 4 characters. So I'll have more gameplay playing as Nightwing than I would playing as Thor, but that's if they divide it up equally like that.
Yeah, you would assume they're doing 25%, right, to 100% story for each character. But...
Yeah.
But the other thing was the Wonder Woman 84 trailer. You seen it?
Yep, I saw that.
So they finally showed hairy ass Cheetah.
Yeah, that's another one of those CGI things I'm kind of hoping that they clean up a bit, because I got that live action Cats movie that they did.
Oh no!
I've been seeing a lot of comparisons.
Dude, did they ever release like the remastered? Weren't they supposed to like refilm all the CGI on that because they heard the audience?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that it already came out.
Right.
So
yeah. So it didn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But yeah, no, the movie looks good. That Patty Jenkins said this is pretty much her last one. She's saying she doesn't want to come back for a third or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, so hopefully this ends off on a high note. And, tell you one thing, Kristen Wiig need to cut the shit with the plastic surgery. She looked crazy. But I wonder if the riding the lightning thing, man, I just can't stop thinking about Metallica every time I see her swinging.
Yeah, I know. Same here. That's all I just immediately start hearing the riff.
Also, I don't like that big ass gold helmet on Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I mean the whole gold suit itself is a bit much for me. Like I get it, but it's a little super flashy for me.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, it still looks good. Still looks really good.
Yeah. The trailer was definitely dope, but
I've definitely grown to like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, because I was definitely one of those people where when I had seen that she was being cast as Wonder Woman, I was just like, the height's there, but I imagine somebody with a bit more of a muscular build.
Right.
And then when we finally saw her on screen, I was just like, nope, she's perfect. I don't care. I absolutely love her as Wonder Woman. I have no complaints, no issues with her whatsoever. That's Wonder Woman. I'm not even going to question it anymore.
Yeah, she's a little fat in my opinion, but
wow.
What is wow. Dude, okay, let's just get down. Get down to it. The Batman trailer.
Yep.
Oh my lord. Dude, my wife is completely fucking annoyed by me because I think she already knows the opening, scene with the Riddler opening, the roll of duct tape and the sound and like she knows when she hears that, she goes, "Oh my god, he's watching it again."
He's watching it again.
I must have watched this trailer at least 25 times by now. At least. I'm obsessed with it. I fucking love it. It looks amazing. And the fact that Matt Reeves only filmed 25%, and he was able to pull.
That's it?
Yeah, he only filmed 25% of the movie, and he was able to pull a fucking trailer like this. That's insane.
Wow.
That's fucking nuts. So, I posted on the IG page, some theories that people are having based off of the trailer. So,
Yep.
do you know the Court of Owls storyline at all?
No, I'm only familiar with what I had seen on the Son of Batman animated movie.
Oh,
But outside of that,
so you're talking about the Sons of Batman? Yeah, that's different. Sons of Batman.
okay, then
So
yeah.
that's the Dark Knight Returns you're talking about, right? That was the.
No, this is the current canon animated storyline where they have the several Justice League movies, and Aquaman movie, and Batman movie, and Teen Titan movies. It's there's on how there's like the MCU, and then there's the DCEU, which is Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League, Wonder Woman, all of them. There's an animated universe of these DC characters, and they did have a movie where the Court of Owls was majorly involved.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know how close that is to the original source or storyline.
Well, it's a newer storyline, and a lot of people are still playing with it. So there's kind of multiple iterations of it. But for the most part, I think a lot of people kind of solidify it with basically what happened on Gotham. They touched on it on Gotham, and basically the show, the Gotham, the show, they treated it like very similar, related to the League of Shadow. So except instead of it being this assassin training league, the Court of, sorry, I was falling off my seat. The Court of Owls is more political in Gotham. So it's like corrupt politicians, which Gotham is already known for. But I guess where the big huge plot twist comes into play is in the Court of Owls. Most of the storylines, most of the iterations, they find out that the Waynes are fucking corrupt.
Oh shit.
So they're pretty confident. A lot of people are pretty confident that this movie is going to revolve around that, and that's going to be Matt Reeves' kind of twist on it. Like, this isn't your typical Batman story. They're gonna touch on the Waynes being corrupt, and corrupt to a point because they kind of, I guess, they kind of just bit the bullet. Like, okay, this city's fucked. The Court of Owls run the show. We're gonna have to, abide by their rules, but we're gonna use it to our benefit and like help the community as much as possible. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those things. But Bruce he was raised to,
believe that they were like these upstanding citizens, not knowing
parents, and that they worked hard for their money, and they, all this, and they were true and honest, hardworking people that, and it kills them inside, and then that kind of. So if you notice at the end of the trailer, the Riddler says he says something, I forget what he says. He says something to Batman, and then Bruce Wayne responds like, "How am I part of this?" And then the Riddler says, "You'll see." And it's because when he finds out his parents were in the Court of Owls, literally members of the Court of Owls, it like demolishes them, like it tears them up. And I think that's why I think the scene where he beats the living shit out of that guy that said, "What are you supposed to be?" That makes sense that he's gonna be so brutal and angry, because there's actually what game is it? There's the game developer that made the Telltale series.
Oh, okay.
They made the Walking Dead video game. They made a Batman game heavily influenced by a lot of this storyline too, and it was very similar, except it was weird. Bruce Wayne was actually buddy with Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot, and they kind of were raised together and they were friends, and then slowly, you know, the Penguin starts turning into the Penguin, and then, you know, they kind of part ways at that point. But in that storyline, they show him. The only reason I know is because I played it up to that part, and it's very, dude. It's almost identical to where this movie's going. It's like his second or third year being Batman. He's still new at it. You know, he's finding things out, and then he finds out through Harvey that, you know, because Harvey Dent wasn't Two-Face yet. He finds out that you know, his parents are corrupt, and he goes ballistic. I mean, at one point there was one point he was like flipping his shit, and I was like trying to like calm him down. You know how you have multiple options? Should he beat the shit out of this wall, or should he go home and go to sleep? I'm like, go home. Yeah, so that's just an assumption. No one knows, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they're headed based off of the trailer. It makes the most sense. And
I mean, even if that is the direction that they go, I dig it, because that still sounds amazing.
Yeah, and dude, Jeffrey Wright as Gordon, I did not think it was gonna be as perfect of a fit until I saw the trailer, and I was like, "Yep, that's Gordon."
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was dope. And that's interesting, seeing Batman walking into the crime scene like, "Hey, what's up, guys?"
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because normally it's just very in the dark, or, you know, he only meets up with Gordon and that's it.
Yeah, and I have to admit, that suit looks way better on film than I saw it in the reveal.
I was just going to touch on that again, you know, I was one of those, you know, people who was a naysayer. I was very critical of it. You know, first the initial announcement of Robert Pattinson about, you know, being Bruce Wayne / Batman. I only know him from Twilight / Harry Potter.
I was going to say Twilight / Twilight.
Yeah, so it was very like, really, this guy? But then, you know, I had heard that he's actually a really, really well-versed actor. It's just people can't get past the sparkling vampire. And I said, okay, well, I legitimately haven't seen him in anything else aside from those two films, so I'm only judging him off of what I've seen. Yeah. But I'll take, you know, the internet's word for it with this, and I'll believe that assuming that he's a good actor, and now I'm interested in seeing him. So then they revealed the suit, and I was digging the bat emblem on the chest 100%. I dig the design of it, finding out that it was the gun that killed his parents, implanted in the chest of the suit. I said, okay, that's great. But then I saw the cowl, and the horn seemed kind of like really skinny, and then the collar with the cape just looked kind of weird, and then just the overall shape of the cowl was a little bit off-putting for me. And then, you know, the fact that it looked like he was wearing like legit combat boots was kind of weird. And then also the gauntlets was a little off-putting for me too. So I was just like, we'll see where this goes.
Right.
And then exactly that, seeing it on screen, I was just like, wow, this works really well. This is beyond what I was expecting. And I don't want to say I had low expectations, but it was kind of like mid-range. And after watching it, I was just like, no, that was fantastic.
No, that's dope. I can't believe how much of a fan I am on the collar now. But
exactly, the collar really works, and I absolutely hated the collar.
But there's someone I follow on YouTube. I forget the freaking page. But this guy is obsessed with Batman coverage, and he gets all this like leaked information, and his videos always get pulled because, you know, Warner Brothers like, hey, what the fuck? But one of the leaks he revealed months and months and months ago was that the Matt Reeves has announced that this suit is going to get destroyed, and he will have a second suit in the film. Film. So this is just his prototype suit, and eventually he will transition into another suit, a better armor, whatever. So I guess one of the people that was working on the set has been fired since.
Oh,
So
really?
he basically like leaked a bunch of information on the second suit, and he's like, hey, I work next to the person that's developing the second suit, and basically the second suit is going to be, he said the best way to put it is it's very similar into what the remember the Spider-Man Far From Home, remember that Spider Monkey suit, they kept
Yep.
calling him Spider Monkey, remember? Or was it Spider
Yeah.
Monkey? I forget what they called him. No, they called him something else. The something monkey. I forget what it was called. Because they didn't want to relate him to Spider-Man at all. I forgot what they called him.
Oh, right.
But
Yep.
anyways, that suit, that stealth suit that he was wearing. I guess the guy said, picture that with armor. And he said the bat symbol is no longer mechanical, and he has a high grade cowl that covers more of his face. And I was like,
Okay.
oh, he goes primarily it's gray with black gauntlets and black boots. I was like, ooh, that kind of sounds like, closer to kind of like the Ben Affleck one.
Yep.
So I can't wait for that shit. So because the guy also leaked the scene where the suit gets destroyed, and he said, get this shit. Remember the trailer, right? So the guy said that leaked this information about the second suit. He said the suit will get destroyed in a scene in the cathedral, and that will lead Batman to that will lead to Batman's destruction of the suit, and then therefore him having to move on to another suit. And then in the trailer, if you notice, remember there was a car that drove through the cathedral, and then a guy came out of the car and he had a bomb strapped to him. In the trailer, they show real quick, they show Batman trying to rescue him. So Bruce Wayne must have ran, put his suit on, came and tried to rescue the guy. And then, you see an explosion and you kind of see Batman flying backwards with that guy. So I'm assuming that guy gets fucking toasted, and so does Batman's like front of his armor, and that aligns with that guy's story. So, and, it aligns with his story and the fact that Warner Brothers fired him.
I mean,
that just goes to show you. So,
well, if that's the case, then I just really hope that they keep that bat symbol, like that style on the chest. Because with the Christian Bale movies, the first in the Batman Begins movie, I absolutely loved that bat emblem. And then in The Dark Knight, where they made it like super tiny and just very straight, and I did not like that emblem at all. I just really did not like it.
Yeah.
The first one for me, I loved, because I when I think of bat symbol, my favorite all-time bat symbol is probably the ones from the Arkham games.
Oh yeah, that's what I got tattooed on me.
I just absolutely love it, and the one in Batman Begins makes me think of the Arkham game. And then, like I said, they changed it for the second suit, and it just all went to hell. So if they do, in fact, destroy the suit and give him a new one, I just hope that they keep that symbol. Yeah. Because I really dig it.
Dude.
And, because, like I said, I hated the second Christian Bale symbol. I did not like the fat bat for Ben Affleck suit.
Yeah.
But this one I'm really digging.
So, did you notice the Penguin in the trailer?
I did see him. Yep.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah, Colin Farrell.
Unrecognizable. I was like, that can't be him. Are you fucking serious? That's him? I was like, Jesus, the prosthetics are amazing.
Yeah, when I found out that they cast him as the Penguin, I said, really? Colin Farrell? How is that going to work out? I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. And then seeing him in the trailer, I said, okay, yep, now it makes sense, because they made him not look like him.
Yeah. Interesting take on it, too. Like, they literally put him in a fat suit, put prosthetics on him, and I'll tell you one thing, like, he seems more like a street thug right at this level. But I'm pretty sure Matt Reeves said this is going to be a lot of origin story, not necessarily for Batman, but for his villains. So
Mm-hmm.
that makes a lot of sense because, kind of like Gotham, like, the Penguin started at the low tier level and then eventually, rose to, be the leader that he was,
Yep. Yep.
or crime boss. But yeah, like I have a feeling we're gonna see Harvey Dent. I have a feeling Penguin's not gonna have a lot, but maybe he'll have more to do in the next films because this is a trilogy, right? So,
Okay.
but dude, like I said, man, that fucking. Oh, another thing was those guys, those little thugs that Batman was. He demolished the kind of head guy that was talking shit. Um,
Yep.
a lot of people are assuming that that's related to The Dark Knight Returns. That's the animated movie I was just telling you about. That's the one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that. Peter Weller, the guy that played RoboCop, played Batman's voice in that movie.
Really, I didn't know that.
And in that movie, there's a scene where Batman's like, I can't take all these guys on because there are all these little punk thugs and little gangs, and he's like, I just can't take them all on. So he said, I'm gonna have to go for the head guy and just make an example of him so bad that they don't even try to come at me.
Yep.
And literally, Batman like takes off his cape and he beats the shit out of the leader of the gang, and like bad, like he literally breaks almost every bone in the guy's, like he breaks both his arms and like one of his legs, and like the guys are like, and it worked. The gang was like, holy shit. And then
Yep.
and then he makes some Batman speech like, if you want to save the city and you want to blah blah blah, and that's when he creates the Sons of Batman. And then they change. If you notice, these guys have makeup on their face, and some of them are reminiscent of the Joker, and some of them just have weird makeup, whatever. They end up painting a bat logo on their face, and they kind of follow Batman, and they just try to help clean up the streets.
Oh, okay.
So some people's theory, that's an assumption, right? Like that's a theory that people are throwing out there. I think that's too much for the general audience to digest. You know what I mean? That's a lot of that's a lot of fan service and a lot of explaining. And I'm not saying it's not possible. I just doubt it. But I think this is a nod to that movie and that scene, that animated movie and animated scene, and of take the lead guy out, make an example of him, and then they won't fuck with you, right? Dude, because
I mean, the old school prison rules.
Right. Take down the big guy. So, but I love how aggressive he was on that. Well, the Batmobile, it's a muscle.
Yeah,
it's a muscle car, but there's certain things, much like Batman Begins, and then where Nolan left off. Matt Reeves is going to do the same thing. He's not going to give us every single thing. I'm sure the Batmobile is going to evolve. He's announced this is his early years. He's only been a Batman for a year and a half. So,
right. Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's already been announced that there's gonna be a second suit, this is just pretty much his first, we'll call it professional Batman suit. Well, if the suit can undergo a change, the Batmobile can easily.
And who knows?
A drastic one at that.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe he meets Lucius Fox in this movie. Maybe he hasn't met him yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. He could just be doing all of this on his own. Right. And then meets Lucius Fox and be like, "How are you still alive after all this shit? Here, let me fix you up.
Right.
Let me hook you up with the good shit."
Yeah, and then at the end of the trailer, I don't know if you noticed that I noticed it with my nephew. I was watching the trailer with my nephew, and I was like, "Holy shit! I just noticed something." There's at the end title screen, when it says Batman and the Nirvana songs, that's a Nirvana song, right? Yeah,
no. I don't think I caught the song.
Yeah, Something's in the Way, I think it's called. Oh, it's a Nirvana song. And they just put the eerie Batman score in the background with it. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the trailer, they they show some smoke with red light, and then the bat logo kind of appears through it, and then it says the Batman. But
No.
the smoke before the bat logo appears, the smoke actually forms a question mark.
Oh, I didn't see
Like,
that.
ooh, that's the ooh. Yeah. And then the only thing, the only there's two last things. The next thing is very small. It was just concept art for Black Adam. Did you see that?
Oh, yep, I did see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, didn't I think was it you that sent it on IG? Somebody posted it on IG.
I think I sent it in the group chat.
But yeah, I mean, I was a little disappointed because I'm like, come on, man, it's been this long and that's all you came with is concept art, But
yeah.
it looks like they're gonna tie it into the Shazam movie, right? So
Yep.
they went with that giant yellow Walmart fucking lamp on this fucking chest. Fucking hate that shit. But the rest of it looks dope. And what was the other thing? The Black Adam.
The one thing I was kind of thrown off about, because knowing that The Rock is going to be playing Black Adam, he's obviously a monstrous guy. So, and it's not like he's necessarily has to get fit for the role like some other actors, because he's just fit in general. Like he's just, that's just how The Rock is, right? So while, his stature and his physical appearance, definitely I get that Black Adam vibe. But it was a bit off-putting hearing The Rock's voice, but talk from the perspective of Black Adam. I think I was maybe expecting a little bit of voice altering. Because for me it was, the Rock didn't necessarily sound menacing.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of iteration is a Black Adam. He actually has a heavy accent.
Yeah. So like I said, I was a bit thrown off by the voice. Physically speaking, yes, I could definitely see him as Black Adam. I mean, I've pictured this since they announced that he was going to be playing Black Adam on the big screen. But, hearing his take on the character, the voice was a little bit off-putting, and I was just like, okay, so he sounds like The Rock. I don't hear anything different.
Side note, best voiceover in my opinion, movie history is fucking Lawrence Fishburne as Silver Surfer.
Lawrence Fishburne as Silver Surfer?
Yeah, did you not know that? You remember the Fantastic Four movie with Silver Surfer? Remember, it was a live action. They made two films.
Yeah.
That was Lawrence Fishburne that voiced that character, but it wasn't. It was a body double.
Oh, so it's been so long since I've seen that movie. I legitimately don't remember anything about it.
Somebody played the body, and Lawrence Fishburne just did the voice, and I was like, "Holy shit!" He had the perfect Silver Surfer voice. But anyways, just had to throw that out there. The last thing I wanted to touch on was beside you was the Flash new costume, the concept art, and it looks like they're really. Oh, you didn't see that?
No, I did, on how it looked like they were going to go a little bit more of a comic accurate route.
Yeah, it looks. A lot of people were saying it's going to be kind of similar to like Tron, right? He's going to have like lights through his suit.
Yeah.
Streams of lights through his suit, which is whatever. It could look dope. Obviously it's just concept art right now, so I can't really judge it fairly.
Right.
But the concept art did show kind of like Michael Keaton's Batman, like in the background.
Oh, yeah. I was
like,
that.
Ooh, you guys are really going through with this. You guys are really gonna, go balls deep with this Michael Keaton thing. So,
I mean, I hope so. How many times have they, changed writers and directors for the Flash movie?
Oh my God. Yeah, dude, I almost thought it wasn't going to happen. I thought they were going to go, the Crow movie. That movie's fucking cursed. They've tried to launch that movie like 8 times already. And Jason Momoa was cast for it the last time they tried to get it running.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. And he was just like, I'm all for making it, but the script's got to be right, and
Right.
I'm just not happy with it. Which is good because I personally prefer when actors do that, like when they're not feeling something, to just walk away rather than stay involved just for the sake of a paycheck.
Right.
Because it shows that they care about what it is that they're doing, and it's not just, oh, I'm just making millions off of this, so I don't give a damn.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. I think that's about all I got. You got anything?
So just real quick on how, since you were talking about the Gotham Knights
Yeah.
game, and saying that you don't think that Bruce Wayne is actually dead and he's gonna pop up at the end of the movie, like, what's up? I just immediately got in my mind, a reference popped up. I didn't tell you this yet because I was waiting until I finished it. I started watching a show. You had told me about it, and I kind of like brushed it off, and I was just like, oh yeah, my wife watches that show. And my wife had been trying to get me to watch it for a while, and I was just like, no, Johnny tells me about the show, but I just don't care. I started watching Umbrella Academy and finished the first season. We're on the second season now. So that whole Bruce Wayne's just gonna pop up at the end, like, oh hey, I'm dead, and it immediately made me think of the first season of Umbrella Academy where their father, what's his name, Reginald, Reg,
Yeah.
on how he offs himself because he knows that that's going to be the way to bring his kids home because they got to band together because the fate of the world is at stake. And just you saying, you just imagine Bruce Wayne just popping up at the end like, yo, what's up? I'm not dead. Just immediately made me think of Bruce Wayne is, faking his death so that way the Bat family can come back to Gotham and do what it is that they got to do, only for him to pop up like, yo, what's up? I just needed you guys to show up. But I knew that only my death would bring you guys together. Right. And I just immediately thought, wow, what a dick move.
Oh boy.
But that's very much in line with Umbrella Academy with their father. But that's also very much in line with kind of how the Bat family views Batman / Bruce Wayne. It's just like they know that he's an asshole. They know that that's how he is. And they all get frustrated with it. But that's kind of his role. Like, what is it? Nightwing had to step away, which is why he had to take on his own persona as Nightwing, in addition to getting older, but also had to get out of Gotham because he had to get out from the shadow of Batman.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's funny that you made that reference because I just immediately thought Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, it's a good ass show, man. Season 2's got a bunch of plot twists too. You're gonna love it. What is it? Oh shit. Dude, another show that me and my wife are obsessed with right now, and they're only on the second episode. It's called Lovecraft Country.
Okay.
I posted it on Instagram. It's a new HBO show, and dude, like I'll give you like a summary of like the first episode. So basically, it goes from, it's set in, I want to say it's the 60s, and it revolves around a lot of being black at that time, and the main character, the main character is a black veteran, and he comes home and he's looking for his dad, and his dad's missing, and basically it's all the story, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat because there's a lot of racism, and you're just like the type of racism that pisses you off, like, you better not fuck with them, and you guys better get out of there before they start fucking with you, and that type of stuff. And then by the end of the episode, you're like, oh my god, this show is too much, man, I can't take the pressure. And then boom, out of nowhere, it's like vampire dogs. It's like, what
hell?
What just happened? Vampire dogs? What's going on? and then there's like warlocks, and like it just literally completely does a 180. And just when you thought you were watching a show about dealing with racism back in the day, and this guy struggled and trying to find his dad, out of nowhere it just becomes this crazy ass sci-fi. But yeah, you gotta give it a shot. That's good.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
All right, buddy. I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
See you in the next episode.
Later.